What's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast. It's a random podcast, but it's going to be a good one. We're just going to talk freely. I'm here with my brother Michael and my really good friend Tez from Australia. And what's up, guys? Introduce yourselves.
What's up, guys? Michael, brother of George Morcos. Super excited to be here to have an amazing conversation with these two individuals. We have a lot on our mind, a lot to speak on. It's going to be epic. Now, I want to introduce my boy Tez over here, which in Greek culture, we call everybody our cousins. Usually we say, oh, he's my cousin, he's my cousin, he's my cousin. We introduce each other like cousins, but in actuality, we're very, very good friends. Tez, welcome from Australia.
Thank you. It's good to be here. And whenever we go out, we just say we're cousins anyway. It's just easier. We're all Greek, so. But yeah, good to be here. 27-hour flight and with the boys. It's been 2.5 months now, so we're almost done. Yeah,
Absolutely.
but we've got a lot to say today. So it's going to be an awesome podcast and a good chat.
Where do we start? I mean, we're in Miami. The weather's beautiful, you know. It's Sunday. We just had a crazy weekend.
Yeah, first of all, let's get right into it. So congratulations on your fight, George. It's the second time you've gone in the ring. And like, bro, to get into the ring, it takes balls, bro. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of people say things but it takes balls to even get into the ring and put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Let's talk about how you got to this stage and where you were before and how you got into influencer fighting.
Well, I always loved boxing. I mean, I always did it for fun, you know. Never serious in a fighting way. I always just trained. And then for some reason, I just wanted to do an influencer fight. So I didn't realize, it's so funny because before when I was doing it for fun, I thought, yo, these guys suck, bro. You know, like I'm going to go knock, like it's so easy to say until you start actually fighting, sparring, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's like, damn, this is hard. So I got to do it every day. I changed my whole life around. I
saw your old
drinking.
video, that first video you showed me of you hitting the pads and hitting the bag. You had something. You had the technique.
Yeah,
Some people don't have that
exactly.
at all. You had something.
I
there.
had that. I on camera. I had that. I had that on the pads and the back. It looked pretty.
Yeah.
But then my first ever sparring, I got beat up. So it's like you can't translate that. It's a different kind of data in your mind when you're actually in there. So whatever, I did it, you know. And honestly, I trained for 6 months before my first fight, like real training. And then right now, this is my second fight that just happened this past weekend. I was very confident. You know, I was doing good until I had an accident in my eye, and the ref had to stop it. It is what it is, though. I'm just pissed off at myself. You know, I'm pissed off because I know what I could have done if the rounds went, you know, forward. And I'm just sometimes I get a little annoyed in my head about all the haters that talk shit. You know, because I know people are rooting for you to fail. I know how people think, you know, and they're like, oh, this guy, he lost again. Ha, he sucks. That's all people say, you know. They see the outcome and they're like, damn, how did he lose? But
Well, people don't understand that boxing is one of the hardest sports. You don't have any teammates. You're all alone in there. And in reality, the effort and the energy and the dedication that you must have to train each and every day. And I've firsthand seen him run each and every morning, train for hours each and every day. And that's what champions do. They train twice, 3 times a day. They run for miles and miles and miles. They sleep early, get up early. They dedicate themselves 100%. And I saw that in him. He did things that no other person does. And that's what a true champion does. But a true champion also knows how to lose and learn from it and come back stronger. And every great champion has lost. You look at Canelo, you look at one of the best boxers in the world. He has lost and he has learned. Lomachenko lost his second pro fight. He's like 13-3, I believe. He's lost 3 fights, but he goes out there and fights in the fire, and he doesn't shy away from that. Even though he loses and takes 1 step back, he knows how to take 2 steps forward. So yes, you may have lost, George. Yes, you may have took an L, but a true champion will look at its loss, learn from it, move forward, progress, and win the next 10. So you can do it. Your dedication, your hard work, your perseverance will get you there, and I believe in you. So I truly believe that he has something in him that will take him to the promised land.
I was with him for how long were we in Vegas for? Like 3-4 weeks, right?
yeah,
That prep was honestly insane. I did it all with you. I was there, bro. this guy improved significantly in 4 weeks. Like the training in Vegas that he had with TMT, with Otis, with the boys sparring and everything like that, it was the perfect prep. It wasn't down to boxing ability on Friday night. It was purely a fuck up. And you want to talk about that as well? You want to talk about what happened?
Yeah,
there?
so basically, my first fight, I went in there, it was 3 rounds. I was shy, you know, I was gun shy. I didn't throw my hands. You know, last round I did. I won the 3rd round, but I lost by split decision. Then we focused on just, this whole prep was being more aggressive, you know, throwing, you know, going there with no fear.
And you were. When you were sparring those guys in TMT.
So I went to Vegas and I was training and I was beating some dudes up. Like I was aggressive. I was like, I'm ready.
Yeah, man.
You know, and I had no fear. You know, I was ready. And, you know, Friday night, first round, I was a little too wild. I literally almost knocked him out. Last few seconds of the first round, I caught him with a big right hand.
Yeah.
He stumbled. Second round, I came out more comfortable. And then it just so happened that I wear contact lenses. I'm not going to make excuses. I lost. You know, it's boxing. He hit me in my eye, and I went blind for like 3 seconds. I went black, and this is where lack of experience comes. I should have took a knee instead of turning to the corner from panicking in that moment, like literally going blind. The referee stopped it, and I lost. And I'm just so mad because I know my ability and my skill, and I know I would have won that fight 100%. By either KO or decision. But, you know, shit happens, and that's what it is. And it just upsets me that I feel like I let a lot of people down. I feel like people were waiting. There's people that waited for me to fail, and there's people that thought I was going to win, and they're like, damn, what happened? And then it's like now you go on social media, and nobody understands the feeling unless you're a fighter. Like, now I understand all the fighters that have lost, and they receive all this hate. Bro, it's the loneliest sport in the world. You feel like, fuck, I just like your man. It takes your manhood, your ego away. It crushes you as a man.
Boxing in general humbles you. Like I come from a gym bodybuilding background, and I said, I'm going to do this prep with you. And I was doing the training, we're running, we're doing everything together. I was getting in that ring, and I was like, bro, this is a whole fucking different level of training.
And it's like,
you know?
it's like I look at my phone, right, and I'm going to read a comment. I'm going to read some comments. There's people commenting, you lost, just give it up, you're a joke. People are laughing at you, you know? People are saying like that, like things like that. I just posted a picture. I had these people, they've actually followed me. That's the funny part. They follow me on Instagram. He goes, go back to Greece, you're a joke. You always have an excuse, everyone laughing at you. And then some other guys just talking. And then I look at them and I'm like, what do? You sit on your couch. The people saying this shit are the ones that have never even been in a street fight. And I'm not going to lie, street fighting is easier than getting in a ring under lights. I wish I can street fight. You know, I wish I can fight in the ring, in the gym. You haven't even got into a street fight, let alone get punched in the face once in your life. And you're telling me I'm a joke? I give all respect to any fighter that gets in that ring, that gets in that cage. I don't care if you win or lose. It takes, bro, a lot. And I'm not saying it to hype myself up right now, but that feeling right before you go in, that anxiety, it's like you're going to war. Like if they're throwing you in a cage, and that's it. It's up to you now. There's cameras on you, lights, camera, action. You're either going to get humiliated or you're going to humiliate them.
That's why no fighter will ever talk shit about you, because
and it's never
they'll actually give you support, because everyone's been humbled before.
It's always people that are literally buns. Like people that either never did anything with their life or just sit there and want to see you fail. But you don't know what it's like.
Because they're so insecure and they're so sad in their life. They want to project it onto someone else.
It's so funny, man. Like people talk bad to Devin Haney, or like, oh, Devin Haney, you're a wimp. You know, but yo, Devin Haney will whoop your ass.
But do people that talk this much shit actually think about it long term? Not really. Like you may have lost. People are going to talk about it once, twice. Then they're going to look at another pro fighter and criticize him for the loss that he took. They're not going to be thinking about you 24/7 for the rest of their life. So their criticism is just temporary in the moment until they talk shit about somebody else or a different athlete that has just took a loss. So no matter what, you're going to be talked shit about. You look at Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest boxers in the world, that is 49-0, has never lost, and people still somehow manage to talk trash about him, saying, oh, well, he picked and choose when to fight his opponents. It was on his terms, and he always decided to fight them when they were a little bit older or when they were too young. Oh, Floyd
They always
Mayweather
always an
fought
excuse.
Canelo when he
Yeah.
was way too young. If he would have fought Canelo now, it would have.
And
at the end of the day, they're going to
and
talk no matter
it's funny
what.
because
They're
like
gonna talk,
it's funny because the people judging are the ones that literally don't do anything with their lives. They just sit on a couch, eat potato chips, and go to their job.
It's facts.
How are you gonna judge and tell me I'm a wimp and I should quit and I'm a joke? The person telling me I'm a joke is literally the joke.
Definitely.
They're the joke.
Look, the good thing is in your comment section, there was amazing support in there too.
Am I mad at myself? Yes, I'm very upset. You know, I wish it was the outcome that I wanted, but it just drives the fire in me and it gets me hungry. You know,
So
now I know what I got to do.
We're gonna
you
see
know,
you
and
back in
that's
the
it.
ring or what?
Yeah, eventually, yeah, we will. Yeah.
What's your plans now?
Well, I want to heal my eye because it's cut and it's damaged, and I got to eventually do this LASIK surgery because I'm not fighting with contacts in my eyes ever again. And that's it. Back to the drawing board. You know, I want to do a couple pro fights in Colombia, Mexico, get that ring experience, and up, and then we'll see what happens from there. You know. What about you? I know you did boxing for a little bit. You liked it. You did it as a
bro.
hobby.
As soon as I went to Vegas with you, like I used to hit the pads here and there in Australia and stuff, but I never really took it seriously.
Yeah.
I kind of just did it for cardio.
Yeah.
But when I was with you and we're in Vegas and we're amongst, you know, some influencers and actual pro fighters, like some savages at TMT.
Yeah.
Like those guys don't mess around.
Yeah.
I was like, and I saw the first brand risk event that you were in.
Yeah.
I was like, this event is crazy. Not only is it out of your comfort zone, but it's a good opportunity too. There's so many eyes on you. Andrew Tate was commentating the first one. We all met him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're exposed to all of that. So for me, it's a good opportunity, and I definitely want to do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when I was doing the prep with him, I dislocated my shoulder while I was sparring. It was my second sparring session, and I was just starting to love it. There's like a certain dopamine you get when you're in the ring. Like I was getting hit, and like
It gets.
I know
rid of
this is
all
crazy,
your
but I was
stress.
like, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked getting hit. I was like, okay, like now we're fucking on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I dislocated my shoulder, unfortunately, and so I got to let that heal. When I go back to Australia, I'll continue and I'll start, you know, getting the fundamentals right, sparring a little bit more, and hopefully you'll see me at a brand risk, and hopefully we can both be at the same event and be on the same card and on a Misfits. So that's the plan. I'd love to, yeah. Mike, do you ever see yourself doing something like that?
Boxing?
Yeah.
I mean,
Influencer
considering that I smoke 5 cigars a day, you know, and maybe have a little hookah on the weekend, it's a little bit different for me. But guess what? If I don't fight, maybe I could be a promoter or manage my brother or be somewhere along the management.
He has the-
business,
Bro, he's good at
But
that
other than
too.
that,
He
other
has
than
the
that,
he's the boss.
He's
here.
a negotiator.
Listen,
He has the Tony Montana.
I like to
that.
negotiate. I like to be the one that's running the show. So if we're gonna have a boxing
Yeah.
event, let me get it together. I'll get the athletes to fight.
He's behind the scenes.
Did you like being in his corner? How did you feel being in the corner?
I
not in the
enjoyed
audience?
being in his corner. It was exciting. I had a crazy adrenaline rush because, like, you know, from the outside, you want him to throw certain punch. I'm like, throw him with the right. Go hit him with the left. Uppercut. You know, I'm like screaming at
I
the
could
top of
hear
my
him
lungs.
screaming Greek.
Gamiseta.
I was dying.
It was
that means F him.
But bro,
Yeah,
I had
fuck 'em
so
up.
much, bro, that whole day I had so much anxiety. I felt like I was going in there with him. Did you feel that too?
No, I was super excited. I was super confident that he was gonna hurt him. I mean, he did.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it wasn't the outcome. But it's okay. I mean, listen, it's gonna be such a nice outcome in the long run.
definitely,
When
yeah.
when he turns around and just turns it back, and that will be his storyline. Where listen, guys, young kids that are up and coming that are trying to box. Even if you lose your first fight, don't put your head down. Keep it up high, chin up high. Work hard, and you could turn it around. You know how much better story would it be for him to go, I don't know, 20-1 or 20-2, and he turned it around completely. You know,
Didn't
so
Andrew Tate lose his first 2 fights?
I believe he lost his second fight. I think Bernard Hopkins lost his first pro debut fight. So there's world champions out there that have lost their first fight or their second fight, and they turned it around. So losing is, like I said, just a learning experience.
Yeah.
And I guess in boxing, for the longest time, there was this addiction or this like fixation over having that undefeated record, 20-0, 30-0, 40-0. People were so, and I think Mayweather kind of like really implemented that for people to be so obsessed over this undefeated record. But in reality, I don't know how many world champions Andrew Tate has won, 4, whatever it was, but the guy has lost 9 times, but he's won 70 something times. There's champions out there that have lost multiple times, but just chasing that championship, that getting a champion is like probably the best feeling. And when you do become a champion, and I truly believe one day you will.
Look at LeBron.
Well, I love how you said that's his story.
Right?
Those two, like that loss or the couple losses he's had, that's his story. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when you look back in 5, 10 years and you've had all these fights, you're gonna remember those first 2 fights. Gonna be like, that's the adversity that I had to go through to become what I am today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nobody's going to be thinking about that one loss when you're holding up that belt at the end of the day. People are going to be applauding you and say congratulations, and you could put that on your bio, you could put that in your wiki, you could put that wherever, like world champion, baby.
But in all honesty, do you want to do social media fighting or do you want to be a pro fighter?
Well, I'm considered a pro now, man, and
But like, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to go through the pro route or do you want to keep doing misfits and all that?
I want to do pro and social media at the same time and just see where it goes because there's a lot of opportunity there. Like I said, I do want to go to Colombia and Mexico because I know there's a lot of pro events there that are a lot smaller that just help you get your feet wet. Because like I said, man, there's fighting, there's levels, right? There's fighting in the street, which is like, to me, it's nothing. Then there's sparring in the gym where there's people watching and it's like against people that are good. And then there's fighting in the ring, like actually like, that's it, game time.
Under the lights.
Lights, it's different, bro. I'm telling you, it's that feeling is insane.
I mean,
Like when you're walking
would you say it's similar? Because I've never had a exhibition fight or a pro fight, but I have sparred, and I remember my first sparring session. That anxiety, that feeling of uncertainty, that feeling of not knowing what the outcome will be or what's gonna happen, how you're gonna throw your hands, if your training actually will relay to that. Getting punched in the face for the first time while wearing gloves and a headgear. Is that same anxiety or nervous adrenaline feeling when you get into that ring? Or is it even more because of the bright lights?
Mixture of both.
Put it this way,
Surely.
You've been training, you look at it like a sparring times 1,000.
Yeah, but how does it compare to that first ever sparring session going in the ring for the first time? Because I'm sure you had anxiety and pressure that first ever time that you ever went in the ring to spar. How does that compare, that feeling? Is it similar?
It's times, like I said, it's times 1,000, and people that fight know what it is because you're not going there to play a sport. You're going into a ring with hundreds of thousands of people and lights on top of you, and the man wants to hurt you. And in the back of your head, it's like, I can just get knocked out right now in front of everybody. You know what I'm trying to say?
There's the fear of embarrassment as well at the same time.
You know what you're capable of,
Yeah.
but you're getting thrown into a place where there's so many people watching under lights, and it's just like your whole body is just like, it's a fight or flight times a million.
So
at the gym, you get knocked out. Who's gonna see? The coach and like 5 other guys. Yeah, you're nervous, but it's that times like 1,000,000. It's like times 1,000. It's crazy, but you get addicted to that.
That's exactly what happened to me. Like
You get like
when do you remember? So I was sitting down. How I first started sparring because I said I need more work on my technique, my foundation and stuff. I was sitting down. He's like,
I don't get nervous before sparring anymore.
He's like,
I love it.
I'm gonna go spar. I'm like,
You
all
know?
right, cool. I'll come and watch you. I'll take some photos and videos, whatever. The coach goes to me, you in the ring now. I'm like, fuck, he wants me to spar. He's like, put your stuff on. I was like, fuck. So I put my stuff on. I get in there, sparred like 2-3 people, and I was like, man, I fucking enjoy this. I'm like,
But how did you feel before you got
dude,
in?
I was fucking anxious as.
Yeah.
I was like so much anxiety there.
But imagine,
So I was like, what's gonna happen? Like, I didn't want to embarrass myself.
Imagine they said on Friday night, go into that ring right now, and on Aiden's stream, you're gonna have everybody watch you fight right now.
Yeah, like it's crazy, man.
Imagine
But
that.
here's
time
the
about
thing.
For me,
1,000.
I'm gonna be honest with me. Pressure, like I thrive under pressure. Like I don't know.
There are certain people that are just insane, and they have massive egos and they think they're better than what they actually are, and they rise to the occasion and
Yeah,
they
you
will
have
do
to.
what they do even if they suck.
Yeah.
There are those rare cold-blooded motherfuckers that don't have any experience or might have a little bit of experience, but they think they're better than what they are, and they
get the job
just
done.
don't care.
They get it
They
done.
go in there and they just want to show off because they think they're better than their opponent, and they won't feel that nerves. They won't feel those nerves, but they're rare.
The
I
opponent
agree.
sees
They're
that.
rare.
And
They're rare.
feels that. The opponent will see that, feel that, and they'll get put off.
Everybody feels nervous, but some people are better at controlling it.
Yeah.
Like
That's all it is.
it's just like you look at them and they're
But
like, are
also-
these guys on drugs? Like
The more you're under the spotlight, the more you get used to it. But it will always be there.
It's good, but you want to feel like that.
You know what I mean?
It's a good feeling, but
You need that.
nothing
it
else,
gives you-
no
it
other
gi-
sport or nothing else will give you that same feeling.
No.
True?
You get nervous before sport games, but
But not like that. Like we've played soccer. We didn't ever feel like that before a soccer game.
yeah.
True?
I mean,
Nowhere
before a
near.
championship game, and if you're the
I mean, it
best
helps
player on
when
the
you
team,
have,
you
like,
have a
15
little bit
players
of
around you. That helps too.
True. I played basketball, was the star player in my team when I was much younger, and I had that pressure of performing, that nervous feeling before a championship game. But once I put that basketball in my hand, there was no nerves at all. It was like, give me the fucking ball. And I guess even Mike Tyson said that before every single fight of his, he was scared, he was nervous. But once he put those gloves in there and he walked in that ring, everything just
Yeah,
left.
you forget once you get in there. It's before is where you're really
Yeah.
Like backstage wrapping up, I couldn't feel my legs. You know, it was like tingles everywhere.
Yeah.
So
It's about to happen. That's it. There's no going back. You're going in there and that's it.
So what advice would you give somebody getting into the sport, or somebody that thinks that they could do what you did under
Well,
the
it
bright
depen-
lights? What will it
depends.
take? What will it take for them to actually become successful at this? And how hard is it? What kind of dedication do they need to have? Because a lot of people think it's easy. Let's be honest.
Well,
people that are talking, the people that are chatting, they think it's easy. They think it's just, let's just go in there, practice a little bit, and then we'll go into the bright lights.
It's so funny because like there's people sitting back home in New York that like know me, or like these kids all over the world. Like his opponent sucked. I could have knocked him out. Haha, like, oh, he sucks, bro. How did he lose? Like, why did he quit? Motherfucker, I didn't quit.
Yeah.
You go blind. I'm gonna see if you can fight.
But I'm going to be
You know?
honest with you. That event,
No, let me
Yeah,
finish.
go,
Let me
yeah.
finish. And it's like everybody thinks. I hear conversations. I could knock him out. You know, I could give me a little boxing experience. I could knock him out. All right, bro, do it. Try it. Get in the ring. I want to see you do it.
And to be honest
Everybody
with you,
thinks it's so easy.
yeah, honestly, guys, this is one piece of advice to all those athletes out there, even though non-athletes, but even if you're an athlete, if you truly think your stamina is good, if you think you're athletic enough to get in that ring, believe me, I played soccer, I played basketball, I didn't smoke at the time. I boxed and trained hitting the bag for 12 rounds, 3-minute rounds. I thought I was active, I thought I was ready. The minute you go in there to spar, it's a completely different
Because-
ball game. Your nerves, your heart rate jumps. You don't know how to pace your breathing correctly. By the first round, you're almost out of breath and struggling to get into that second round. Your arms are dropping and you don't know how the hell you're not capable of withstanding a second and third round. It's a different ball game. That stamina you need for boxing is different.
Because-
I don't care what kind of athlete you are. You will struggle 3 rounds.
You're not, because it's not only you're not running on the sidewalk like we're listening to music. Your nerves. Your nerves make you tired, and it's with more time and experience you learn how to control yourself. Same way in sparring now, I'm calm. I can do 8 rounds. In the fight though, like I said, it's times 100. So I can do 10 rounds in sparring. Guess what? It's so much different in the fight that I can do 3, 4 in the fight because it's so much. It's the nervous system. And like I said, that's why pro fighters don't start with 12-round fights. You know, amateurs, they do so many, it's 3, 4, 5 rounds. And then when you're at Canelo's level, these, elites, then you do 12 rounds. Because at that point, you can do it. You can train for it. You're used to it. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking about the event and stuff, you guys saw what happened with Antonio Brown outside and all that type of stuff?
Yeah.
You guys watched the video?
No, I don't involve myself with that kind of drama. I mean, I kind of saw briefly what happened, but I'm just like, these guys are fucking animals over what?
crazy.
What exactly are we fighting over? I
No,
don't understand why
no,
people.
So I think someone tried to steal his chain and then they started fighting. And then he's gone outside and he's fired shots outside. But the cops
mean,
were right there.
I mean, don't be flashy. Don't be flashy. You're corny. In my opinion, you're corny. You're trying to go to an event being
that's the
flashy and all that. For what exactly are you trying to be flashy for? For who? If you want to be flashy, at least have your own security with you. If you can't afford your own security, but you're flashy, then honestly, you're corny, in my opinion.
Then I don't feel bad if you get robbed.
Yeah, honestly. Like,
I think he had a couple of boys with him though.
no, that was just that was the security that was with Aiden Ross's team that was kind of around protecting everybody.
They ran off in the video. They ran off.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. But did you guys like the event though? What did you think about the production?
I think it's a good event. You know, I performed in it, and you know, I appreciate them having me on it. But you know, I think they could have done things a little better to keep it more professional. But that's the crowd that he attracts. That's his fan base. It is what it is, you know.
I think it's getting better though. Compared to the first one, like it's getting better. It's improving.
yeah.
It's just you know, different crowd.
I mean, I salute and I applaud Aiden Ross and his team for improving each and every event. You know, 100%. Like you look at Brand Risk 5, even the first one, second one, Brand Risk 5 for his first fight was to Brand Risk 7. They're improving completely. I mean, it just, the fact that he's able to attract certain people and certain celebrities and certain people to be able to show up, it's amazing. And I think it's only going to get better, bigger, and hopefully it does get better and bigger because it'll give more opportunities for other people. Now, you asked me earlier, would I ever get involved in something like this? I mean, to be honest with you, I don't have a problem going in there. I mean, if
the price is right.
If the price is right, if the price is right and somebody really gets my blood going and says, you can't do it because you smoke 5 cigars a day. I'll beat the crap out of you because you smoke 5 cigars a day. Motherfucker, I'll show you how I quit cigars real quick and I'll postpone it till after the fight to spark that cigar at the ring in front of everybody's motherfucking face when I beat your ass. You know, so I will train for it. And even if I don't lose, even if I don't win, whatever, I'll still spark that cigar regardless, you know? But I always dreamt of and fantasized my walkout. If I were to ever do this, I would train my ass off. I wouldn't smoke. I'm walking out of that ring with the fucking cigar in my mouth.
Dead.
And then when I get to the corner, I hold the cigar in my corner. And after the fight, if I win or lose, I just spark it up to celebrate the event, you know? So
why do you love cigars so much? I mean, I used to smoke. I actually quit for boxing.
why do I love them? So
You wake up every day, and what do you feel? Like, is it like
you know what it is?
nicotine? Like,
It's not that I'm addicted to them. I would say
Yeah,
that
you are, bro.
I'm not okay. Maybe I'm addicted a little bit, but
the other day,
He's addicted, bro.
the other day he didn't have a cigar the whole day. He's like, I'm sick. My head hurts.
no, I had a bad headache. I really had a bad headache. You know what it is?
Withdrawal. He's addicted.
withdrawal.
I'll
for
tell you what
sure.
it is. I smoked since I was much younger, and as you get older and you hang around people that smoke cigars, and you're traveling the world, and you're trying to really associate yourself with high value people, you know, like people, the elites, the 1%ers that smoke cigars, and you're in this environment. You're smoking, you're talking, you're gifting, they're gifting you back, and all of a sudden, oh, here's a box. They give you a box, and all of a sudden, you're just around these people that you get to have good conversation with, learn from, and retain information where it can be useful. You do business with them, and to be quite honest with you, it's become a part of me. It's like an accessory, something that I've always need to have around me. I love it. It's like, why do men wear watches?
Yeah.
Why do men wear certain stuff? You know, it's my accessory. It's a part of me. It's part of my image. I personally just love them, and they taste good. They complement coffee every time I have coffee and a cigar. I don't really like alcohol with cigars. I like having my coffee and my cigar. It's the greatest thing. It helps me digest in the morning. So, and then throughout the day, it's great for after a meal. Great for late night after a long day. So 3 cigars is like the sweet spot, you know, morning, afternoon, and nighttime. But, you know, who knows? If I do get into boxing full time, I would have to definitely cut down.
So for someone who's never had a cigar before that's watching, what cigar would you recommend to them?
Well, everybody has their own taste profile, but I would recommend somebody to start with lighter cigars, like a Connecticut leaf, something a lot more lighter. So this way they can really get an understanding of what cigars are like without them getting disgusted. I would never recommend a flavored cigar to somebody because flavored cigars, honestly, women smoke them, they like them, and they will make you sick, to be honest. You won't really like them long term. So lighter cigar, and then as you progress and get a good understanding of the flavors within the complexity of a cigar, then you can progress and try something a little bit more medium flavored or full-bodied. I've reached the full body. I'm like super Maduro Oscuro. Like, give me the heaviest cigar you can possibly give me so I could taste all the spices and flavors and nuttiness and all that. So
Man, I wasn't smoking any cigars in Australia. As soon as I come here, in the first week when I came to your house, man, we were smoking like 3-4 a day. I was like, this is too much. This is too much. And then I started running
my
with
problem is
I
my
started
throat.
running with George, and I was like, bro, I can't breathe.
My throat starts hurting, bro, when I start smoking. Like
yeah?
I'll wake up the next day with a sore throat. You get that a lot? Or no?
I used to, but it's gotten
Now
to
he
the
has a
point.
titanium throat.
It's got to the point where I smoke cigars. Listen, let me tell you something. I smoke cigars when I have a throat ache, so this way I could kill the bacteria.
When you're sick, you still
dead.
smoke?
I use the tobacco to kill the
So
bacteria.
you still smoke when you're sick?
Absolutely.
It's
What do you mean?
natural.
I had COVID like 3 times. I started sparking them to try to like get my taste back. I'm like, it was the
That's
test.
crazy.
He's got
I
the
was
cure for
testing
COVID
it.
right
That's his
here.
antibiotic.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's natural, yeah.
And
it's
believe it
leaves.
or not, you can look it up. The tobacco and the nicotine in cigars actually boost your testosterone. So if you ever want to boost your testosterone naturally, smoking a cigar may help. You know,
We're not
it's
giving
a-
health advice, but,
alternative.
yeah.
But
I think-
I don't recommend smoking to anybody. If you don't smoke, don't pick up
You know
smoking.
what I think though? It's so crazy because when I smoke cigars, my stamina doesn't get that bad. But when I smoke hookah,
Oh, bro, yeah.
you know what it
forget
is?
about that's going straight to your
when you
lungs,
smoke
eh?
hookah, you're pulling. Where do you think it's going? You think it's stopping here?
I love hookah.
It's going straight in your lungs, bro.
I know.
Cigar, at least it goes in your throat. Yeah, maybe a little goes down in your lungs. But hookah is the worst. That's what really messes up your lungs.
I love hookah, man. It's
It
just
does
socially, like it's just
It does
mad.
Because you're
affect your
pulling.
stamina. It does affect your stamina. But also, if you try to manipulate your own mind and say to yourself that, yes, I'm smoking hookah, this is supposed to make my lungs weaker. But if you manipulate them and saying you're only training your lungs in different environments and different chemicals in your body, you're
High
able to
altitude, training.
you're able to say to yourself, if I can still run 6 miles after I just smoked hookah, you're
Hell no.
training your mind to be able to say I can do it in a better fashion when I don't smoke. So you're kind of like manipulating yourself in a way.
Bro, a lot of soccer players love hookah. They love it. I reckon some of them do it probably every week.
Yeah.
You've seen like photos and videos of them, yeah?
But we say no to drugs.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Absolutely no drugs.
That's a no-no.
I've never tried any drugs. I don't want to try any drugs. Keep that shit away from me.
I just can't alter my mind, man.
Yeah.
I can't handle it. I wouldn't be able to.
No
Yeah,
illegal
I like being
substances.
sober.
Absolutely not.
Sober.
Get it away from me. So stay away from.
I'm not gonna
say
lie,
no to-
even
no to drugs,
alcohol,
kids.
like I don't drink
I'm
alcohol,
done.
bro.
I
I
quit.
don't like it, man.
I haven't drank in 8 months.
Like here and there, a pina colada, a frozen one's nice, but I don't like drinking and shit, man. Just why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the point of having one?
Why do you have to get drunk to have fun?
Yeah, exactly right. I don't even like going out much anymore, man. I can't even
I
do
think
it anymore.
I
bro.
think one of the biggest turn-ons for me when it comes to women is when they have a drinking problem and they don't recognize that they have a drinking problem. When they need to go out on the weekend because they need to go out to drink because it's a social thing and it's a culture thing, and you know they just need to have some sort of alcoholic beverage on the weekend.
Yeah.
It's actually like. And it's mind blowing because they said, come on, we're on vacation. You know, we're going out afternoon. We go to the beach. They have to have drinks by the beach. They have to go out at nighttime to drink because we're on vacation. It's an excuse. We need to drink. Drinking is terrible for you. I think it's worse than smoking, to be honest with you. Drinking is terrible for you. If you need to go out on the weekends to drink or midday, or the biggest red flag to me is like grabbing a bottle from a restaurant. I mean, not restaurant, but
a liquor
grabbing from like a store and bringing it home to drink alone. Like, ladies, if you are grabbing a whole bottle of wine to come home with to start sipping because it's a Tuesday night and you want to unwind by yourself, that's ridiculous.
That's
like,
a mental health
and you know
issue,
what that
bro.
shows me? You're weak.
Nah, listen, it's a mental health issue. That's like they're battling depression, they're
Yeah, you're
battling
weak.
demons.
It's not in their control, but they made themselves like that.
But it's like, do something about it. You know what I mean?
But-
If you need to
but
manage your
you're-
emotions, then
You're a weak
seek-
If you have to depend on alcohol every weekend, you're a weak person. I have friends like that. They have to go Friday, Saturday night to have a drink.
I stay away from people like that, man. Honestly,
know?
I don't have
Me too.
anyone in my life that's like that.
Or a woman like,
I refuse.
what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm going out with my girls drinking. That's a turn off. That's a red flag. And then people are going to look at this video and say, oh, wow, people
Misogynists.
People can't live. Yo, we just want to drink. No,
But the thing is, we all can understand because we all did it.
Yeah.
We've all went out drinking.
there,
We've
yeah.
all went out partying. We've all done the weekends going out all the time. And then once you kind of elevate your lifestyle and avoid that type of conflict going out, problem starting, because let's be honest, going out late at night on the weekends is only looking for problems. Like nothing good happens after a certain time every single day. There's always drama. There's always problems. You go home early, go to sleep early, rise with the sun, go to sleep with the sunset, and that's the real honest way to live your life.
100%.
It's also good for your. There's a specific word for it. I can't really put my finger on it, but yes, circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
I think that was the way.
Dinner, like honestly, dinner is like the best vibe for me.
Yeah.
Now. Like I'll go out for dinner.
you know what it is about women? I'm
what I
going to
mean?
say something. Women that love to be involved in the nightlife, because I've dated girls in the nightlife, and it was the worst mistake of my life.
No,
You're dancing with the devil.
literally.
And I'm going to get into religion. If you work in the nightlife, you're in with the demons, because nothing good, like he said, happens at night.
Me and the
You know?
devil.
No, for real. you're that's the dark life you're living. Drugs, partying, evil people, empty people that want to drink and just be out till late, people that want to start fights. It's just a bunch of nonsense. I go out to the club now, if I was to go out, and I'll sit there and look around like, I feel sorry for people around me. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
you
are you
feel
doing?
out of place,
What
yeah.
am I doing here? I'm wasting my time.
I refuse to fucking line up or even be in a club full of thousands of people.
Now,
I can't do it.
Now,
Fuck
last
that.
night we
Not
did a
doing
nice Mediterranean dinner with your friends, your family. Let's say you have a girl.
it. Some hookah.
That's it.
Mad.
10 o'clock, 11, 12, and that's it. Go home and that's it.
Call it a night. Exactly.
I think we've just gotten to that place mentally, or we're at that age where we've got better priorities right now, financially, career-wise, health and fitness-wise. So anything we do that's out of that is gonna
You got
push
Bro,
us back. So
you
what's
got-
the point?
You got 40-year-old men and women at 40 years old waking up at 2 p.m. like, yo, I just woke up. I just woke up, babe. What are you doing?
We've been
What
there
are
before.
Why are you out waking up at 2 p.m.? You're 40 years old. Go
Literally.
do something with your life.
Sad as fuck, man.
Me, if I wake up past 9 a.m., if I wake up at 9 a.m., I feel like a loser. I want to wake up before everybody. I want to be ahead of everybody. I want to get my morning running because it starts my day. I want to eat my breakfast, work on some things, live stream, whatever, make videos.
Yeah, like for example, there's a gentleman named Wes Watson here in Miami, and sometimes I'll watch his stories. He gets up 3 a.m., has his morning routine every single day, makes his coffee, goes to the gym nice and early, gets shit done when everybody else is still sleeping.
3 a.m.
And I think The Rock does that as well. And there's a lot of people out there that have to get up early before everyone else because it is such a satisfying feeling to be able to get shit done before everybody else. Being able to work out and finish their workout before everybody else. They already did what 98% of people haven't already done. And not only that, it's just you're able to figure out everything else that you need to get done throughout the day without worrying about, did I go to the gym? Did I figure out my priorities? Getting all that done first and then having your day ahead of you is, I think, one of the best kind of schedules.
How good did our routine feel in Vegas?
Our Vegas routine was crazy.
Because we're so used to living in Miami that it's 3 hours ahead of the West Coast. We would wake up every day, 5 a.m., run at 5:30, eat breakfast at 7 a.m., work on some things, and around 11 a.m., noon, we'd be at the gym training again. You felt so ahead, and the days feel a lot longer when you wake up earlier.
We trained 3 times a day,
Yeah.
plus streamed, did our cardio. Like that routine was crazy, man. We were robots for that 4 weeks.
But it felt good.
It felt amazing. It felt amazing. And then coming here, we're like back to normal time. We're a bit more relaxed. I don't know. Being in Vegas, how was it? Like
Because I'm not going to lie.
it was good it was good, but like
It depends.
I miss Miami,
It
I'm not
depends
gonna
what
lie.
you want. It depends what you want. What your
Yeah.
goals are. If you want to be a fighter and fight, Vegas is the best place.
And
I spent 3 weeks there and I had a tremendous
There's some
improvement.
cooked people in Vegas, bro.
But the people in Vegas that live there, the residents of Vegas, are a little. They're not. I don't want to call
Looney
them.
Tunes. Just call them Looney Tunes.
I don't want to call them like. You go to it depends what neighborhood too. Summerlin's a very beautiful neighborhood, but
Yeah.
besides that and a couple others, if you're downtown Las Vegas, like
Fucking
5 minutes from the
degenerates,
strip,
bro.
You
Yeah,
walk
we were
into a servo, like you guys say in Australia.
It's a servo, yeah.
It's a gas station deli. You go into that thing and you see people sitting there at 6 a.m. on those slot machines in the gas
Dragon
station.
Link.
Like
Huff and Puff.
degenerates.
What about that guy that started screaming when he won?
Yeah. We were funny story. We were waiting in line at the gas station in the deli.
Oh my God.
Some guy like Jimmy. Yeah. We're like, yo, what happened? He starts running. He was running around in circles in the deli. That's what I'm talking about. We hit. And people look at him like he won like $100.
Yeah, man.
I thought he won like $1 million.
He was like shaking the hands of everyone. He's like, I got this. I run
this shit. We banged them.
That's hilarious.
Yo, I'm like, I gotta get out of here, bro. I'm in degenerate land.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people cracked out, but it was good. I
But
like
it's
Vegas.
boring.
We
So
didn't
you-
party once.
You could focus.
We didn't drink once. We literally went there to train. We literally
Yeah,
went
I'm
there.
not
to
gonna
do
lie.
prep.
The girls that live there are like 9 out of 10 of them are not that
Crackheads.
pretty. They're
They're not attractive.
Crackhead vibes, like trailer trash shit.
no offense.
You guys ready
No
for
offense
Europe?
to
Let's progress to the European time because listen, it's almost Europe time.
Speaking of which, after you go out in Greece or Europe, when you go to Europe and Greece and you go out, like we go to Mykonos and we love it. You come back to Miami, you don't want to go out. Once you go out in Greece in the summer, you're like, why am I even wasting my time going out in Miami? This is what going out. I'll go out in Greece and have a drink because it's just so nice, man. The sunset, the music, the vibes, the energy. Then you come here and you see trash everywhere. I don't want to go out of Miami once you're in Greece.
Listen, it's very simple. You need to understand something. The best places on earth will always have the hottest escorts in that location. So if you're going to Mykonos and you see escorts everywhere that are baddies, that is where it is. That's where it's at. That's where you want to be. That's where it's happening.
Dubai,
So
Mykonos.
obviously, I don't
I'll
associate
never pay
myself.
for that
Let's
shit, man.
let's make it clear. I don't associate myself with any escorts. But when I'm going to every single restaurant and there's beautiful Brazilian, Colombian, Russian escorts everywhere, well, I think that's where everybody's at. That's
Yeah,
where you want to be.
it's true.
So
There's a reason why it's there.
so I mean, Mykonos, Habibti. I don't want to say forget Dubai. I love Dubai, guys. But come to Mykonos this summer. This summer is going to be a blast. We're going to definitely go to Mykonos. We're going to go to different parts of Greece for sure. I want to see if I want to go to France. I wanted to go check out the south of France. I heard beautiful things about France as well. And Spain as well. So we might do a little Euro trip. Keep Italy for something more romantic if I ever decide to get in a relationship. But other than that,
You're single. One of the questions that I
Single.
got is, are you guys single? About all of us.
I'm single and happy and I'm
We're single
enjoying
as
it.
fuck.
And honestly, guys, being single sometimes is so peaceful. You're able to focus on yourself. And there's nothing wrong with being single or being in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. As long as you're living it to the fullest and making sure you have a game plan for your future. And sometimes you can't plan out love, so you have to allow it to come naturally. And when the time is right and you find the right person and it aligns and you guys have the right mentality together, same morals and values, same culture, tradition, it can be something beautiful. But take your time. You don't have to rush into any relationship.
I've gotten to that point where I'm so addicted to my inner peace. I don't want anyone to try and break that or try to affect it. So I'm stuck in my
Disturbed,
routine.
yeah.
I'm stuck in, wanting to better myself, and I don't want to waste my time or waste my energy on anyone. So I'm very, very particular and careful who I pursue, if I pursue, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't chase, bro. I'm not gonna chase anyone. If it naturally happens and I find someone that's honestly worth it, then I'll pursue that. And I'm sure you guys agree. You guys like to do your own thing. You like to, we're ambitious. We have goals, and you're on a journey. And if anyone wants to join that journey and wants to bring value to us, like we're gonna bring value to them, then we're gonna pursue them. You know what I mean? We have I'm gonna be honest. I don't settle for less. I'm sure you guys are the same. We have high standards because we hold ourselves to a high standard. So that's what we expect too.
Not only that, we know what we can do for someone that we love and we care about. We are able to provide and protect for a woman and take care of them and making sure that we want the best for them, making sure that they're able to be in the best position in their life so we can give them the best life possible. We want to give them children. We want to be great father figures for our future children, be a great husband, and show our children eventually that, guys, listen, this is how you're supposed to treat a woman. Love, respect, provide, protect, being able to be the best man for a family, you know? So because we're able to do this and we know what we're capable of, we just are very selective in a way with who we choose to build with. Because I think a man choosing a woman needs to be selective.
Sure.
The woman you choose will either make you or break you. She can destroy you and destroy everything you have built, or she can help you build and be the best version of yourself and bring that out of you. So a woman is so powerful, and choosing the right one will either make you or break you.
So why do you feel you guys find it? Because you guys say it's so hard to find good girls and stuff like that. Whereas my mentality is a bit different. I know there's a lot of good girls out there, but you guys living in Miami,
This is the
going to
problem.
Mykonos, you've seen a lot. So why do you guys think that?
This is my opinion on everything. We're in a generation where, of course, it's a lot harder. Does that mean there's no hope for good girls? Absolutely not. There are a lot of good girls. But this is the thing. Number one, the good girls don't want me. The good girls look at my Instagram and my profile and look at me and say, okay, this guy's going to break my heart.
It's the same.
Number one.
Yeah,
Number
it's the same
two,
for all of us.
I like hot girls, which in
Glamours,
exact glamours.
machines.
I like machines.
Fucking bazookas.
So the problem
that's Aussie
is,
slang.
the problem is these machines are getting flown out by big machines, big money machines all over the world. And these girls have this ego.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you're hot. Okay, you got it like that. So you're looking at me like, okay, what can I get out of this guy? That's not true love. I want old school love out of a hot new school girl, which is never going to happen.
That's hard fun.
So the only way we're going to settle down, I'm sorry, it's going to be with a 6, 7 out of 10.
But you know, the other thing is, guys,
That's going to be a good girl.
yeah,
the other thing is that women nowadays that I do come across, they love the idea of being with me or you or you. They love the idea of being with us. But can they handle the reality of being with us? Because what do we do for a living? We're in social media. We get attention from a lot of women. We are live streamers. So on a daily basis, there are women that are in our live streams trying to talk to us and try to get our attention, gifting us, whatever the case may be. And we proceed into this relationship with somebody, and then they start bitching, complaining, nagging, always have something to say. And here we are reassuring them, telling them we love them, telling them that we only care about them, trying to give them whatever we can to reassure them, because that's what a real man does. They reassure their woman. They are there for them to make sure that we will reassure them in any way, shape, or form. But then it's like you look back and you're like, hold on a second. You knew all about me. You knew this about me first getting into this. You knew who I was. You knew what I did. You knew what's up. So like, you love the idea of being with me, but here's the reality. Are you able to handle it? And 9 out of 10 times, they're not really able to handle it.
That's a conversation before you get into something, but
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? And,
they
and
just,
sometimes they're okay at the start.
it's exciting.
And then
Yeah, it's exciting in the beginning.
I've been in a situation where I've laid it all down from the start. I'm a live streamer. I do this, I do that. Sometimes I travel and this and that. And they've been like, okay, that's all good. And then later down the track, it's an issue. And it's like, well, listen, we've communicated at the start that this is reality. So, yeah, man. But what do you think? What are your red flags in girls?
My red flags in girls?
Yeah.
Man, there's a couple. I think that's too loud, George. It's right
Damn,
there.
bro.
So red flags that I find in women. I would say, right off the get, if their phone is face down when you first meet them, it's like, okay, you either have a boyfriend and you're hiding him.
That's facts.
Okay, either you have a boyfriend, you're hiding him, or you just are seeing other people as well.
Nah, but sometimes it could be just a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but if it's consistently happening every time we see each other. Another red flag is if somebody just got out of a relationship and they're trying to talk to you immediately. Like I don't really align with that. I'm not really cool with that.
The thing is that with some girls, they've checked out 6 months before that. So if they've just gotten out of a relationship, but mentally they've checked out 6 to 8 months
Doesn't
before
matter.
that.
I don't want anything to do with that. That's just drama. What if he's an obsessed ex-boyfriend and all of a sudden he tries to start beefing with me over a girl I don't even care about? I just got to know.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't need that shit. And a lot of times, you know what they do? And it's happened to me before. This one decides to go out with me. She told me she didn't have a boyfriend. She told me she hasn't been in a relationship in a while. And then a week later, she goes back to her boyfriend, gets back with him, tells him that, yeah, she went on one date, points at my social media. The guy's like fucking having a panic attack now, losing his mind because he's intimidated by me in whatever shape, way, or form. Like, she's trying to like get him jealous. And all of a sudden he's like, yo, did you do anything with my girl? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, like that girl is a scumbag. Like, she's just trying to get you jealous, my brother. All love, like brother love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want anything to do with your girl, bro. She's all yours. The keys to the Ferrari, take them. Like, I'm good, bro. You know what I mean?
Bro, one big red flag for me is if she has multiple guy friends or she's still friends with her ex, I don't understand that. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, why are you still friends with your ex, but you're trying to talk to me and you want a relationship with me? Like,
Yeah.
once that chapter is closed, you need to get rid of them. You're never going to move on in life if you're still friends with your ex. Some people might have good relationships. It's different if you've got kids and, you know, you've been married and stuff like that. It's different. But if you're in a relationship and you break up with someone and it's over, you need to do everything to move on from that. Or else that little part of them is always going to stick with you.
Would you? Go ahead, George.
You know what I think also the problem is nowadays? That back in the day they didn't have? Girls are way more traumatized and damaged nowadays than girls were back in the day. You know? Like,
But sometimes guys are the reason for that.
Exactly.
No, women keep
but
women
they do
single.
it to them. They damage themselves.
Depends. Yeah.
George.
And also, men also do it.
Nowadays.
And then you find a girl and she's so damaged, and it's like you have to be the therapist now and heal her. And I'm not a therapist. I'm not here to heal you. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And you're bringing your old problems into me now. In the beginning, it's good. And then now you're bringing your past traumas into this relationship because you haven't healed. You just want it to somebody, you know, because you can't be alone. A lot of girls can't be single. So they just rush into a new relationship, bring their traumas onto that guy, and now it's problems.
That's very true. I agree with you.
I can't do that. You know, I'm not here to heal you. I'm here to love you and care for you and take care of you. But I want the same thing back. I don't want you to take your traumas and start issues and fights with me every day. That's not my problem. Go heal yourself and then come back. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I understand. Like, I understand people aren't emotional punching bags. I understand that. But for me, I know everyone goes through shit. We all manage it differently. And, you know, some people just need to manage it better. But I will never, like, I don't like giving up on people. So if someone's going through that with me, I'll do everything I can to help them and, you know, give them the right support. But at the end of the day, if it's starting to affect me and I'm getting really fucked up about it and they're not doing anything to solve that, then unfortunately, you know, that's on you. And you have to let go of that.
I also think that aside from what my brother said, which I highly agree, is basically women keep women single. A lot of women that stay single or they don't get into relationships is because they're so caught up with the product being a product of their environment, which is what? They're around a lot of other women, or they follow a lot of women out there that are saying, men ain't shit. I don't need a man. You don't need a man. Independent, this, that, and the third. Deep inside, women really would love to have a man that takes care of them, provides, spoils them, takes care of them. They really want
All
that deep
women
inside.
need a man. I'm
but
sorry.
They're
All women
so
need a
caught
man.
up in listening to other women saying men ain't shit and you don't need a man, and talking so poorly about men and hating men. And, you know, they're misandrists. Like, there are women out there. Most feminists nowadays hate men. And it's pathetic because true femininity is being able to love yourself, love being a woman, embody that, and crave being with a masculine energy around
100%.
you. So women keep women single, straight up.
I think it's men hate women and women hate men nowadays.
But I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't hate women.
I don't fucking hate women. I know you don't hate women either, George.
I do not hate women.
I don't hate women, but I'm saying this generation says that. Oh, I hate these girls nowadays. And then women say the same thing. I hate men.
Yeah, I hear it a lot from women. Like,
I hear it a lot.
It's
I don't
because
hate women.
It's because the women say that from an emotional point of view because they've been
Yeah.
hurt by a man. So that's why they say I hate all men.
Exactly.
When one man's hurt them. Not every man's the same. You know what I mean? But
Do you believe it's where you look also? Because they
100%.
say, they are good girls, but it's where you look.
it's your environment. 100% it's your environment.
But it's
like, I'm going to be
also-
honest. You're in Miami, and that's why you see a lot of
But then they say,
you see a lot of different things, bro.
It's so funny because they say, and our uncle said this one time, Paris. They say, yeah, go find a good girl from back home. She knows nothing. She's clueless. There was a story. This guy went and got a girl from back home. She didn't know anything. She was a good girl. But once he brought her back to America and he introduced her to the American lifestyle and she made some friends, she started going out and she saw how marriage really worked. She fucked him over, took half his shit, cheated.
That's fucked up.
And that's it, left. And this happens a lot.
I mean, let's be honest. People nowadays say that women have it the hardest. Honey, the law is with you. 9 times out of 10, men are fucked when it comes to the law. You could do hula hoops on this guy with the law. The law is on your side. You can divorce a man, take half his shit, take child support and alimony from this man, decide whether or not he's gonna see his kids or not. The law is on your side. You're at favored. You get to choose what you want to do with your body, no matter what. So it's like the law is in your side. It's on your favor. So what exactly are we talking about? How are you guys suppressed? It's just a little bit confusing to me, So anyways,
I've talked to a lot of girls that are like in their 30s, and they're always in a rush and pressured to have a kid, and I just want to settle down.
Whose fault is that?
And it's like, I look at it like, so you're rushing me. Do you love me though? I don't think you love me. You know what you want? You want that investment, because marriage and a kid to you is like you're investing in your future for security, for safety. If I have a kid with this guy, if I find a man and I just marry him, I'm safe. I don't have to work. I don't have to work in the clubs.
There's that.
That's
there's
an
that
investment.
Yeah.
They're literally investing. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't love me. They just want to have a kid with me. They want to rush and have their child and then you know what I'm saying? Get married.
Now they're in a rush.
There's two point of views for that. That's 100% right. But there's also the other side where it's like the body clock is, it's
biological
closing. The biological clock is closing. And sometimes when you're older and when you know. Like I've got friends that they've known each other for 3 months, 6 months. They got married, kids, and they have a loving family. You know what I mean? So
That's rare though.
Sometimes it just happens, But that situation, is probably more so here.
Miami, I see that.
Yeah, but
Miami.
in Australia, we don't really see that.
They give their best years from the age of 19 to 28, 29. They give their best years to guys that were, high value men, flying them out, taking them out, telling them Habibi, come to Mykonos, and they flew out to Mykonos. So they gave their time and energy to that. They were on the yacht because in the sexual market, they were at their peak at 19, 20, 21. They were on that yacht, that multimillionaire's yacht, for free. They didn't have to work for it like we do. In order for us to have a yacht, in order for us to ride in the yacht, we need to be able to buy the yacht or be able to have the money to rent the yacht. Yeah. So they were giving their best years to men like that. And that's totally fine. You can live it up. But pick and choose and be selective with finding the right man. If you do come across the right man in your 20s, don't shy away from it. Don't think the grass is greener on the other side and you could live it up because, there's a saying, and I hate to say this, but, women age like milk. They spoil easily, and men age like fine wine. So look at George Clooney. Look at all these high value men that are good looking, and they're able to retain that sexual dating marketplace in their 40s and 50s. They look fantastic. A lot of women are
starting to look younger though when they're getting older.
So
they look better older than what they did.
It's just you got to give them a little bit of a rude awakening. Like, brother, like you're 35, 36, 37. What are you gonna freeze your eggs? You're gonna play this game. You're gonna fight your biological purpose. You gotta be more selective with the men you choose, because 100%. At the end of the day, you don't want to be that 35-year-old hating ass woman looking at the 23-year-old jealous, because these older women are hating on the younger women. And it's kind of pathetic, because I'm like, listen, honey, you had your opportunity when you were younger. You wanted to just fuck around all the time. Now you're 35, 36, 37. And now you're looking at the 23-year-old jealous of her and saying,
you know what it's like?
It's like a coping mechanism, trying to saying, and then us as men, right? We're 30. If we talk to a 21, 22-year-old, it's weird. Ew. The 35-year-old will say, ew, you talk to a girl 8, 9 years younger, you're a weirdo. No, honey, we just decide to be able to be with a more softer, feminine woman that is more confident with herself, rather than the one that's 35, has a complex, jealous of the younger girl, and now you want to call me a weirdo because this is your way to cope with the fact that we don't want you. So,
yeah.
just on that, when you like about picking and choosing which man to be with, any man, I've said this so many times, any man has money. A lot of men have a lot of money, but that's not everything. It's good to find a man that can take care of you and provide for you, but what's something not every man can give? Emotional support, protection, communication, respect. That's something that not every man can provide for a female. So when women are trying to find husbands and all that type of stuff, sometimes not always the millionaire. It's the guy that can actually give you emotional connection. Because the millionaire will give you whatever you want. He'll give you bags.
All this
he'll
that
give
you're
you
saying, all this, including the millionaire that is able to also give you that emotional support, I think is
100%.
our duty as a man to be able to be an emotional support, provide, protect, and also be there psychologically, emotionally, physically for that woman. You need to be able to target every single part of love when it comes to a woman. Now,
yes, that's what I'm
you
saying.
look at the statement that I made previously, and women are gonna be like, how could he say something like this? But we have things as a man that we can offer a woman, and if they understood what we required from a woman and understood that what we want from a woman, it could be a beautiful love life that we could live
100%.
together, So it's just everybody has to do their part. Men have to do their part,
Definitely.
women have to do their part, and unfortunately, we live in a world where none of this is actually something that most people can understand. So
to clarify, you need to target all aspects.
all aspects.
All aspects, not just one, because that's not going to last long.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
That Dan Blazarian type shit, it's
Yeah.
not going to last very long.
Yeah,
and
fuck
you're not
Dan
going to have him
Blazarian.
as. And is that
fuck
what you
Dan
want as a father?
Bilzerian, fuck your message. Going out and sleeping around and fucking around with so many women is only gonna get you lonely, depressed, and all alone. At the end of the day,
It's not fulfilling, bro.
I don't think you're only like digging yourself in a dark hole. And this is coming from somebody that has been around, has went out with multiple women, has been dating around, and it doesn't fill anything. You're just kind of like pouring
Soulless.
into a cup with holes in it. I mean, you're never really going to water it, and nothing is gonna come into flourishing. Like nothing is gonna flourish. So it's kind of like watering a dead plant or a plant that's fake, a fake plant. You're not gonna grow it. It's not gonna move.
But sleeping around and stuff literally makes you fucking soulless. There's nothing better than building a connection with a female, getting to know them, stuff like that. But once you have feelings for them, and then all that physical stuff comes, but the emotional connection first is so important.
Yeah, I've slept with a girl that is less attractive, and I loved her, and the intercourse was amazing.
like the intimacy and everything.
The intimacy, and then I've slept around with girls in Miami. Wow, body, plastic. Wow, she's hot. But
you feel like
I
shit
didn't feel
after.
anything. I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, same
You
thing.
get post-nut
You
clarity.
don't
and
feel
you're
anything
Exactly.
You get post-nut clarity.
because that's a connection right there. And
I think the best connection you can have with a female is just sharing laughter, like sharing laughs together, joking around, like looking at each
Yeah.
other. Look, that connection you have with a female with a woman,
Banter,
that
the
you're a woman.
banter.
Not only that, but like the connection you have with a woman when you're able to sit across a room in an event or a public setting and you look at each other and your minds speak and you guys are just smiling because
Like
you
she's
know
your
what we're
best
talking
friend.
to one another.
Yeah, these guys are
So
These guys are
having
lover boy
a
for sure.
connection with a woman like that and being able to communicate with just looking at one another is awesome. So being best friends and laughing and joking, I think that's a great combination. So
That's the best thing, man.
yeah,
100%. You can do everything together, and it's like, sometimes, like, have you ever been in a situation where, like, you've had to see a girl, you've had to see someone, and you're like, I can't be fucked going there now. I can't
because
be
it feels
fucked
like
seeing them.
a robotic routine.
Yeah.
like you got to take her somewhere.
But it's
you
the-
just want to hang out. You want to be with a girl. Like, all right, just come.
Yeah.
Pajamas. Like,
Exactly.
let's just go. Come to the gym with me. Wait for me.
Yeah,
do
like-
this with me. Do that with me.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's not always a date or a plan. Something.
You know,
what I'm saying?
That's-
I've
I
dated a
love
girl
that.
like
It's so
that.
hard to find that,
I've
man.
dated a girl like that. I was like that with her. I'm like, come with me here. Let's do this. Let's do that. And it was a very short-lived relationship because she turned around and told me, "What am I, a dog? You just walk me around and go everywhere. I go everywhere you go." And it's kind of like if you don't appreciate or enjoy the time we have together, and you feel like
Yeah.
you're a dog on a leash and you're just like tagging along, it's like, baby, like. This is me. This is what I do. I'm okay with doing what you like as well. But speak up if you want to do certain things. I'm here to ask you as well. I'm like, hey, what are you up to?
Yeah,
What do you want to
100%.
do today?
Yeah.
You have anything in mind or whatever? But if you have the audacity to just turn around and say that, what am I, a dog
did
that
you
I'm going to
say?
be walked on? Like,
What did you reply to that?
Because she probably
I told her bark for me, woof woof. No, I didn't say that, but I said to her, okay, so what is it that you want to do? Is there something in mind?
wants to
Because
sit
you're not
at
speaking
home.
up.
She wants to sit home, scroll on her phone, wait for you to tell her, baby, get ready. We have dinner at 9.
She wants you to Dior.
No,
her.
definitely we do
That's
that
it.
though.
She wants you to Dior her.
But we do that. It's not that we don't do this, of
Yeah.
course. Yes, Habibti, forget Dubai. I'm going to book you a flight to Mykonos.
Take
I will
her to
have
Louis
driver on arrival. We will go to shopping at Louis Vuitton at 8 p.m. And then at 9 p.m. we will rush and go with the driver to Zuma. That's what they want to hear. They want to
but
hear
they
that
listen-
type of shit.
they listen
Oh
to-
my God, a man that takes action.
They
Yes.
listen to that and they think, oh, this is wow, golden ticket. I found it. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm dead. Yeah, you're right, man.
But then that same type of man, which has those traits that they love, can easily turn around and tell them, listen, I don't want you doing that. I don't like that. This and that is unacceptable. The type of women that I date don't do this, that, and the third.
100%.
And they're like, oh, you're controlling. Oh, you're
No,
too
but
much.
it goes both
And
ways.
it's like, no, honey, if you want this, then those type of men, those high value men, also require X, Y, and Z from their women. They're not going to accept this type of behavior or this
Facts.
type of look or whatever the case is. There's got to be balance. If you're getting all this from that man, understand that there are some non-negotiables that he will have that you will have to adhere to.
Yeah.
And there are no non-negotiables that you don't like from a certain man, and you can communicate with them. And you don't have to just like fight or argue over it. Be like, baby, I don't like this. The type of men that I like to be with don't do X, Y, and Z. I would like for us to communicate and work through this. And the same thing vice versa.
That's facts, bro. I 100% agree with you. There's nothing wrong with that. And for men, it's like they're basic boundaries. They're not even big boundaries, I feel, generally speaking. Yeah. We don't ask for much, or our boundaries aren't that bad. Dress appropriately, act of elegance in the public, be loving and communicative and respectful. Respect for a man is massive.
I feel like
massive.
if I have to tell you how to act, I'm not going to be with you.
100.
I'll give you my input here and there.
Yeah.
But if I have to tell you what to do, what to wear, how to respect me, you're not the
Yeah.
right girl for me.
No, 100%.
You should know how to act. You should know how to respect me. For morals, I shouldn't have to tell you how to act.
Yeah.
You're not a kid. You're not a child. You should know from your own.
Only if there's issues, obviously, then you talk about it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, that's different.
I have a nice little topic that I'd like to talk with you guys about. So to steer away from the, dating aspect of our conversation or relationships, when it comes to the young men out there that look up to us in Greece back home, because there are a lot of young men out there that look up to us and a lot of men that hate as well, but we're not going to talk about the haters. We don't really care about that. But the young men that look up to us being in a difficult financial situation in Greece, struggling, and they don't make as much as people in the United States. What advice would you give to the Elinas, the boys back home in Greece, how to be in a better position and how to chase their dreams and what exactly they need to do? Starting with Tez, you, and then I'll.
For me, the advice that I would give to those young boys is find your passion and go all out on it. Use social media as a tool to create opportunity, to create attention, to build yourself up if that's what you want to do. But I believe everything done nowadays, if you have a social media following and you're the best at what you do, then you'll become highly successful. So that's my advice, honestly. Go all out on it, live and breathe it. And if it's your passion, then show it.
Are we
show
talking
how
about
good
the
you are.
ones that live in Greece?
Yeah, the young men that live in Greece, that look up to us, that see our lifestyle, and they're like, "Damn, I wish I could live like that one day," or "I wish I could, be in their position." Or what advice would you give to those young men that are in Greece that look up to us and would love to have our type of lifestyle?
Go, G.
I would say find something you love. Do it at 100%, but also you have to understand that you can't get discouraged if it doesn't go your way in the first month, year, 2 years. Consistency is key to anything. Failures are going to come your way. You're not going to get rich overnight. Look, I lost. I might win my next 20 fights. failures are going to come before you succeed, you know, but you also have to get away from your environment if it's a very lazy and negative environment. And that's the thing about Greece and these guys. There's a lot of good Greek guys out there that want to make it. They want to be successful, but it's their environment that limits them because they wake up and they're so used to going with their friends. Harmless, nothing wrong with that. They're so used to going with their friends and having a coffee and a cigarette, but they get nothing done. It's 4 p.m. by the time they're done, you know, and they're lazy. They're in that monotonous routine where they have to get away from that. So you have to get away from an environment that makes you lazy. You have to put your foot down, lock in and put your foot down. Stay away from everybody. Sometimes you got to just separate yourself and just do what other people aren't willing to do.
Exactly.
If you're gonna stay in Greece and go to the coffee shop every day, you're never gonna make it out. I'm sorry. Same with people in the hood. You're chilling in the projects all day. You're never gonna make it out the hood. You gotta do things people aren't willing to do. If that means pick up a flight, find a way to go to America and start from zero. There's a lot of Greeks that do that. They come to New York. You know, there's a small neighborhood, Astoria. They go here, there, and they start fresh. Next thing you know, they make connections. It's very hard in Greece to make it. It's very hard, but you can do it.
I'm gonna read a message that I got from somebody in Greece. He was a young man in Greece, and it's gonna be Greek. So for those that don't understand, I apologize, but this is towards my Greek followers. Okay.
Like summarize
So I got a message from a young man, and he said, «Γεια σου, είμαι πολύ μεγάλος θαυμαστής σου, είμαι 16 ετών και από μικρός ενδιαφέρομαι να ζω τη ζωή χωρίς limit. Θα μπορούσες να μου δώσεις μια συμβουλή?» And that was his question. So με ρώτησε, and after that I go, μην πιστεύεις ότι υπάρχουν όρια, μπορείς να καταφέρεις ό,τι θέλεις σε αυτή τη ζωή, δούλεψε σκληρά να μαθαίνεις από αυτούς που έχουν πετύχει και όχι από αυτούς που θέλουν να βάλουν όρια και δεν πιστεύουν επειδή δεν πέτυχαν, και όταν είσαι έτοιμος και βρεις αυτό που αγαπάς, θα βγάλεις πολύ χρήμα με κάτι που έχει να κάνει με το πάθος το δικό σου. Είμαστε σε μια εποχή που όπου και να είσαι σε αυτή τη γη, μέχρι και Ελλάδα, μέχρι και Αφρική, δεν υπάρχει κανένα όριο. Ζούμε σε μια εποχή που υπάρχουν πολύ δύναμη τα social. And by all means, guys, what he was asking me is a 16-year-old, you know, how can I live my life without a limit? Can you please give me some advice? And I told him, you know, there's nothing in this world that you can't obtain. You have to work hard. You have to learn from those that are already doing it. You got to learn from those that are already successful. Don't sit there and take advice from those people that haven't done anything with their life and they just lost faith completely. You need to be able to work hard and also put yourself in the position through social media, regardless of where you live, whether it's Greece, whether it's Africa, whether it's wherever in this world. Don't place limits. Social media can make you hundreds of thousands of dollars no matter where you are, because we all live in one country when it comes to social media. This world is one country with social media. So he was very, very appreciative. And, you know, sometimes I'll give advice for free to people online because I see the genuine love that they have and willing to learn. And being willing to learn is the most powerful tool. Knowledge is power. And being willing to learn and want to take the advice from those that have got shit done will take you far in life. But also executing and being able to take that information, executing and applying it to your goals will get you over that hump.
What you said is so true, bro. And especially when you mentioned social media, because it's massive. It's everything these days for a restaurant, for a cafe, for a personal brand, for a product. Social media is everything. Before I go to a restaurant, I'm looking at their social media. I want to see what their vibe is like, if their profile's good, if it's professional. Because I'm going to pick that one over something else that looks, you know, less than that.
There's a lot of people still stuck in old school ways, like, you know, older guys and people that have businesses that are so used to the old school word of mouth way, you know, Google. Those days are over, man. Yeah. Social media is everything now. It's unfortunate that people have businesses for 30, 40 years that were successful, and then somebody could just open a business tomorrow, use social media, make a couple of viral videos, and all of a sudden that just surpassed that built business that has been there for 40 years.
That's a great point. Now that you were talking about old school mindset, right? you look at these old school financial advisors, and there are a couple people that are like, Mike, you know, you guys are doing great things on social media. You guys are making good money. You should definitely look into getting a financial advisor. And yes, getting some advice from financial advisors for long term would be great. Investing in real estate can be great and profitable in the long run. In putting your money in some IRA is great in the long run. But in actuality, if you are making money through social media, what is a financial advisor going to tell me about making the best return on my money with what I do? Has that financial advisor found the right key to making multi-millions through social media? No, we have. So what can we do to make more money with the money that we already make through social media? We reinvest it in ourselves. We reinvest it in our own brand. And we are able to make a lot more money, a better return than just putting it in an IRA or a 401k or in real estate. So being traditional and having that financial advisor.
Good, but it's not the answer.
And kind of like having life insurance, that's great, fantastic. You can tap into that. But if you are able to make money through social media, a financial advisor is not going to tell you how to make more money on what you already do. You are the master of your own world. 100%. And you need to be able to grab life by the balls and take risks in life. And those risks in life will take you over the hump. Now, a lot of people are afraid to take risks, whether they have a family, they have kids, and they kind of locked in. If you are young, if you are under the age of 30, you don't have any kids, you have plenty of opportunity to make mistakes. Take those risks. Take the money you have saved up and take risks. Do what you love. Put your money into what you love, into your own brand, and watch it flourish.
Calculated risks.
Calculated risks.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. No, you said it perfectly. Another thing that I see a lot of brands working with creators that have bought all their followers and likes, and it makes me laugh because you can tell from a mile away.
Yeah.
And then it kind of fucks with us because it's like we've got organic followings, organic likes and all that type of stuff. But so like businesses that work with creators need to be careful who they're working with. Look at their analytics, make sure you get their insights, look at their real views, everything like that. Gather all that.
They should always ask for that.
But there's a lot of people that don't because they don't know. You know what I mean? So for the business owners out there, collaborating with creators is definitely an investment. But if you need the right creator, you need the right person to do that. So make sure you ask these questions, your insights, because that gives you interaction numbers, views, all that type of stuff. That's the type of exposure that you want.
For sure. And to transfer on the other side, if we go across the street and look at the creators that are having opportunities to work with brands and work with restaurants, work with clubs, work with businesses, you need to know your value as well. You can't just take every single opportunity. You need to be able to say no. You need to be able to look at a company and say, sorry, this doesn't align with my brand. The price you're willing to pay is not what I'm worth. And who was it? Was it Fat Joe? He goes, yesterday's price is not today's price. So a lot of people have this idea, and I've been reached out and said, I'm opening up this business. I'd love for you to come post a reel or collaborate or post a story. I'm like, okay, when's the shop opening up? He goes, it's opening up in like 6 months. And I'm like, well, in 6 months, I'm telling you right now, today's price is not tomorrow's price, because by the time 6 months go by, I might put up another 4 or 5 viral videos, gain another 200,000-300,000 followers. And before you know it, you look at guys like Ashton Hall, like one day he has 5 million followers. The next day he has 9 million followers. It's like overnight, your price changed. And the value,
he's on 14 or 16.
Of course. And the value, your value today was not your value of yesterday. So people have to respect that as well,
100%.
So place the right price on you.
But do you know what I've realized? Us three, even some other boys that we're friends with, we don't work with brands. We don't work with many brands. We're very, very selective in who we work with. Whereas there's a lot other people that every single thing, casinos, this, that, blah, blah. We're very, very selective on which brands that work, because at the end of the day, it's our image. And we're very authentic with our following. So we're not going to recommend, or we're not going to promote something that we don't believe in.
Yeah. And speaking of casinos and working with casinos, did you see that fucking AI generated fake version that they took of me in Greece?
Show it quickly.
Man, that is scary.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
So
it came up on my
basically,
ads.
just to give you guys a breakdown, it was actually scary how how good AI is nowadays. And I'm like scared. I'm like, no way they took my video.
Just another thing on that, just because you mentioned AI. Guys, there's a lot of profiles and accounts of all of us that scam people and that you think that you're talking to us when it's not us. If you see there's a blue tick on our Instagrams and all that type of stuff, then that's us. But make sure you're very, very careful on which accounts you're interacting with, because most of the time it's not us. You know, he's got a lot of fake accounts on TikTok. Michael's got heaps as well.
So there was
a lot of you guys think that you're talking to us.
There was a paid
not.
advertisement in Greece, and they were like using my video, speaking in Greek.
That was crazy.
Making believe that I'm advertising this like online casino, and you should take your 10 euros and place it on this bet. And it's like,
they didn't even pay you.
Like,
Έχετε 10 ευρώ στην κάρτα σας. Ωραία, τότε δοκιμάστε το πλίνκο. Επιτρέψτε μου να σας εξηγήσω γιατί συστήνω το πλίνκο σε όλους. Πρώτον, η εφαρμογή είναι δωρεάν και χωρίς διαφημίσεις.
That's crazy.
That's so
and
fucked.
mind you,
That's actually
that
funny.
same video,
Yeah, we
video,
laughed at
which
it, I'm not
is
gonna lie.
crazy. That same video, I wasn't speaking Greek. I was like,
Your ex is contacting you. And they're trying to get back with you.
that's fucking scary,
No
guys.
way.
Yeah.
So be careful. Even my brother here.
Some lady, so I had a video like that. It wasn't even my voice. It was a selfie video, and they were like, it was me saying, "Baby, I need $5,000." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yo,
And-
some guy used my video, a scammer, sent it to like an old lady, some follower that I have, asking her for $5,000. And there's ladies getting scammed
Yeah.
for a lot of money from our pages. I have some girls hitting me up saying, "Hey, my mom is dating you. She wants to know like what's going on." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm dating your mom? Since when?" There's so many people that are getting misinformed and they're talking to our fake accounts, really believing that it's us. So if you're watching this, please be careful. You know, check the profile. Even if it has a lot of followers, sometimes they buy their followers to
Yeah.
make it seem like it's us. Just be careful who you're talking to.
It's very unfortunate. I mean, it's extremely, extremely unfortunate because we care about our followers. We care about the people that
100%.
vibe with us and they support us and whatnot. So when these innocent people that are naive enough to believe that they're talking to a profile that's claiming to be us on our private account is actually sad, because they cry and they get in love, or they might have sent them money, and we will not ask for money from anybody. We're not going to beg money from anybody or say that we need help or any of that. Like none of that. Nor will we talk to you from a private account. I think you discussed that earlier. So please be very, very careful. We don't need anything bad happening to you guys. So please be very, very careful and smart. If you don't see the check mark, if you don't see Live Pro or you don't see on a verified account, 9 times out of 10, I would say 10 times out of 10, they're fake.
Yeah.
So
like sometimes it's gotten to the point where there's so many, you can't block them all because there's like thousands of them getting made every day.
yeah.
One day on TikTok, this person had like 50K followers and it had my name and everything. They went live. They were in a 4-way on TikTok. There was some Nigerian kid playing with his friends.
Unbelievable.
And we went and watched it and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, we got to be careful, guys, because
Just be careful.
I mean, the only positive thing would be the fact that they're making hundreds of accounts of ours. It's free publicity. You know, they're in a way giving publicity to our name and our face, but at the same time, it's very sad that they're scamming innocent women or men out
Just
there.
on that, what do we think about TikTok? Like you guys in the US, it's a bit sensitive topic right now.
I love TikTok.
In Australia, it's different. But like, what do you guys think is going to happen?
I love TikTok. I think it's an amazing app. I think it's misunderstood. They have so many restrictions on us. I mean, look, we do TikTok live. We're live streamers, right? On TikTok live. We go live. We can't curse. We can't discriminate. We can't wear certain things. We can't be shirtless. We got to be so careful with what we say and what we do that in a way, it is a safe app because we have to be careful. We cannot discriminate. We can't judge. We can't say certain things to hurt other people. It's actually an app where it's very monitored and protecting individuals, you know? So in a way, I love TikTok. It brings people together. It shines information to people that we need to see. And it's a very filtered app. Like you have to be very careful on it. So,
But at the same time, do you feel like you don't have that free speech? You have to be careful what you say. You can't be yourself. You know what I mean?
I think that for the main part, yes, I wish we were able to speak a little bit more freely, but this whole TikTok needs to get banned because of X, Y, and Z, because of the information, whatever, or because it's so bad for everybody. I mean, in reality, is it really? We're so filtered. We got to be so careful with what we say. Why do they really want to take it down like the way they want to take it down?
No,
Because in
that's
reality, it's
beyond
really
us.
not as bad as people think it is.
Yeah, but that situation is beyond us. That's nothing that we can. That's
Yeah.
out of our control. Like that's got nothing to do with speech and stuff. That's data and personal information.
Yeah.
That's completely different. But what do you think is going to happen? Like they've
I don't think
extended,
it's getting
they've extended it a couple of times, dude. So I don't know
think
if
it's getting
like
banned. I don't think it's getting banned. It's not going anywhere. It's too big for it to get banned. I think it's going to stick around for a very long time. I mean, there has been plenty of cases where multiple apps have been, quote unquote, trying to get banned in America. They never did. So very difficult for a app that size with that much money involved to get banned. You know, so
Can we give a quick shout out to Favorited though? Like
Big shout out.
I love Favorited, bro.
big shout out to Favorited app.
And the
DT,
boys that run
Fareed,
it,
that are
man.
running the show behind.
Big shout
They're
out, man.
amazing. If anybody out there that's looking to start live streaming on a new platform, they feel a little uncomfortable or they want to feel like they want to get their feet wet with live streaming, Favorited app is amazing. Also, people that are watching us on Instagram. If you're on Instagram and you want to watch me, my brother, or Tez on live, we go live each and every day on Favorited app. It's a nice little red logo. Go on the App Store, download Favorited. You're going to find us at Michael Morcos, George Morcos, and Toxic Tez, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So check Favorited out. Amazing app, good laughs, free speech. We laugh, we joke, we can say whatever the hell we want. Shout out to Favorited.
Our battles are pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like the verbal abuse to each other is crazy.
Yeah.
You can't get banned on that app. You can literally say whatever you want. But like obviously we use it, appropriately.
Yeah.
But for the Aussies that are out there, make sure you download it. So yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going to wrap it up, right,
Let's
guys?
wrap it up.
I think we had a great
That was a
conversation.
great convo, great podcast.
It was a pleasure talking to you boys.
For real.
We'd do it again.
For real.
You're gonna see a lot more, guys.
Till
Stay
next
tuned.
time. Where can they find us? Go ahead on Instagram.
On
TikTok.
Instagram at txic.tez, Toxic Tez. Instagram, TikTok, Favorited, YouTube. Yeah.
George Morcos official on Instagram, George Morcos 1 on TikTok, and George X Morcos Snapchat to keep up with my daily routine and life.
Yep. So Michael Morcos official on Instagram, Morcos Talk on TikTok, Michael.Morcos on Snapchat. And we're definitely going to see what we can do for you guys on the next episode. So let's run it up.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.